one steeped in history and royalty. The Royalians of QRC up against the men at Fatima College here in the North Zone Intercall Boys Final. The lights are on and the heat is about to take place on the pitch. Liu Chin has the coaches.
Coach, finals day today.
Yeah.
How you all feeling?
I'm feeling great. Right, the team is feeling great.
Glad to hear. And of course, last season, Queen's Royal College knocked you all out in the semi-finals. Any mental impact on today?
Not really. I just give them a gentle reminder that this is the team that knocked us out last year. So, you know, I mean, let's say we want to reach the finals.
Yeah.
The national finals, so we had to cross this hurdle today.
And how are preparations coming into today?
Everything has been going perfect.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, all the best today.
Thank you.
And of course, Coach Kenwin Jones of Queen's Royal College. Coach, back in the finals once again, as we've been saying. This year, is it going to be yours?
Well, let's hope third time is the charm. You know, we've been doing this consecutively for the last 3 seasons, so hopefully today we'll have what it takes to overcome the hurdle.
What's the confidence in the team and the lads today?
We're quite confident, you know. We've been working all season to get to this point. The boys are well prepared psychologically and physically, so you know, we look forward to a good game this afternoon.
Yeah, and of course the way that you won the semis late on, did that kind of, I don't know, have any mental impact on today as well, knowing that, you know, the game goes all the way down to the 90?
Not necessarily, you know. That is something that we try to inculcate in the team. The game is 95 minutes. You have to go all the way down to the end. You can lose the game in the last minute and win the game in the last minute, like you've seen. I don't think it's anything that we're overawed by, because, like, you know, by now we've been in this North Final now for the 3rd time running. So hopefully, you know, today we'll have a good game and come out victorious.
Yeah, well, thank you, Coach, and all the best today.
Thank you very much.
Look at it, guys. 3 silver medals for QRC over the past 3 years. It's a hard one. Let's look at how they got here. North Zone semi-finals. This is what it looked like.
Yeah, this is what it looked like. Fatima College with an enticing encounter there. Fatima College eventually coming away 4 goals to 3 winners. And Queen's Royal College, as mentioned in the build-up, with a last-minute strike, winning that 1 goal to 0 against St. Anthony's College. Of course, the bracket says it as it comes. Both teams that have gotten here to the finals have had a comprehensive journey towards it. Of course, Queen's Royal College eking out a couple of results, one against East Mokarapo, and of course that result against St. Anthony's College. Nevertheless, as they say in knockout football, is not how you get here, it's the fact that you're here.
It definitely is. And one thing we know is that we must have a winner tonight. Let's talk about QRC and the quality within their ranks and how they got to this point.
Yeah, I think when you look at Queen's Royal College, they're a team that have found a way to defend resolutely. When you turn back to when we first saw them against St. Benedict's College, that game they were exposed defensively. Since then, they've been very resolute in their approach. So it's a lot to do with how they can nullify Fatima College, and that is certainly going to be the talk of the town today.
All right. Well, what about Fatima College? I mean, a team that has been dominant for the past 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I think this season they haven't been their most fluent best as we saw last year. Of course, they fell short in the semi-finals last year to the very QRC.
Yeah.
So today is definitely a grudge match. They'll want revenge and they'll want to regain that North Zone title.
Well, definitely looking at revenge, definitely looking at that North Zone title. Now remember, for all the Coca-Cola Intercall action, you can just tune into the SportsMax app. Download it today. Regardless what happens, you can have it on your phone, and no matter where you are in the world, be up to date with the SSFL action. Well, as we talk SSFL, it's 60 years of Secondary Schools Football League in Trinidad and Tobago, and we want to say happy 60th to the SSFL.
Happy anniversary to the SSFL. It's love all the time from Malik School. Wishing all the best.
I think SSFL has been doing a fantastic job, and a job well done.
While you shouldn't be the flag bearer for youth football in Trinidad and Tobago, you're doing a very good job at it. You know, you're bringing sponsors, you're bringing notoriety to the league, you know, and I think we're on a better place now than we were at the start.
Happy 60th anniversary to the SSFL. I hope that the SSFL continue to prosper and the people in charge can make it even bigger and better.
From St. Benedict's College coaching staff, we would like to wish you a happy 60th anniversary, and on the job that you have done greatly, and you have continued to do that good developmental work with the kids of Trinidad and Tobago.
I wish that we can continue to grow the league so that we can develop more players and grow human beings that could be productive in society.
SSFL has reached a very long way, not only in playing but in sponsorship. It's in a place now where people actually looking for development of national football through the Colleges League. So they have done a wonderful job and I congratulate them.
I'm just here to wish the SSFL happy 60th anniversary. All the best, continued progress.
So coming from St. Augustine, we wish the Secondary Schools Football League a happy 60th anniversary.
You've had 60 years of being the most organized league in Trinidad and Tobago, and I wish that success continues.
Happy 60th anniversary, SSFL.
Happy 60th anniversary to the best league in the country, Secondary Schools Football League. No two ways about it. 99% of the national players have come to the secondary school.
We watch for the players. We watch for the goals. We watch for the memories. And the memories last forever. We watch matches from Arsenal and Manchester City every week on SportsMax and SportsMax 2 and relive the stories, the defeats, the triumphs. Your memories live here on your home of champions and on the SportsMax app. Stay connected when you stream on the SportsMax app.
Sister, welcome. We've missed this boat. Let's not miss the next one.
It's been revealed. The SportsMax Zone is the #1 show on Caribbean television.
Are we supposed to assume that this was an accidental leak?
No, Faz, but here's the thing. It's riveting.
Just lock it down then. If we're not going to do this, let's just lock it down. What is the point?
Do you think he's a favorite to retain his home?
It's bold.
Definitely the best club in the world. Hands down.
In the world?
You know, that's not even a question.
My heart is still in Trinidad, but my thoughts could be abroad.
And it's a whole lot of fun.
This broadcast is brought to you by Carib Malta 0.0% alcohol. It's the way we play. And First Citizen Foundation, building strong communities through sport.
Of course, my name is Brent Sancho. I'm alongside Leo Chin. We have just witnessed St. Joseph Convent Port of Spain lifting the girls' Coca-Cola North Zone Intercurl title. Now it's the job of the boys. And both schools are very familiar with each other, with a long history of playing at not just in the Intercurl, but of course their days in the North Zone, and they have reignited that rivalry in the Premiership. Of late, Fatima College have seen the better of those exchanges, and they certainly would want to carry on with the success that they have had. But they come up against a Queen's Royal College that are seemingly starting to find their footing, and this game will certainly be hinged on moments and hinged on either moments of brilliance or moments of madness.
Yeah, and I think the danger with this Queen's Royal College team. I think in the league you would have seen a lot more of their inconsistencies, some results that may not you have expected.
As we take a look at the official, Crystal Sobers, a very experienced referee, alongside Caleb Wales, and Johan Cornel. Keelan Bacchus is the fourth. Of course, Caleb Wales have taken his trade outside of these shores in both CONCACAF and FIFA matches across the world. So he's certainly an experienced campaigner when it comes to ARs, assistant referees. As both team cross path. A little bit of a last-minute stare down as we get ready for this afternoon's battle between the two teams, and gives us the opportunity to look at the starting 11s. O'Brien, Hospitalis, Arthurton, the captain, Hadid, Correa, Shaves, Leach, Smith, Trestrail, Gooding, and Barrington, and the coach, Hudson Charles.
Yep, 4-5-1 formation for Fatima College. Of course, you look across the pitch, you just see quality all over, really. The defense, the midfield, and on top, Michael Shaves as well. Caden Trestrail, well, he comes into this one with a huge goal as well against Malik. So that attack for Fatima, really potent.
Queen's Royal College starting 11 is Kasmi, Frederick, Dolly, Nelson, Tuckett, Straker, Gray, Isaac, James, Carut, Franklin, and the coach, Kenwin Jones.
Yep, 3-4-1-2 formation for Queen's Royal College, and we see the man who has gotten Queen's Royal College into this final. Philip Nelson starts on top. He's a man to look out for in this one.
Well, both teams give their last-minute renditions before the kickoff of this game of two teams that certainly are familiar with each other. As we take a look at the Queen's Royal College bench, led by a very coveted Kenwin Jones. Against a Fatima College team that had their difficulties against Malik, as referee Crystal Sobers pulls to get the match underway. Long punt downfield. And Smith looks for Trestrail. Tries to get Smith back in return. Queen's Royal College in their familiar white and blue shorts, white top, blue shorts and blue socks. And Fatima College in their grey with yellow and blue designs, yellow pants and yellow socks. Of course, Fatima kicking from north to south, and Queen's Royal College from south to north.
Yep, as I was mentioning earlier, Brent, of course, in the league format of the SSFL, you would see the inconsistencies of Queen's Royal College getting some results that they might not have expected, some losses, especially to Miracle Ministries, one of the notable ones. But I think the impressive thing about them is in the cup format, they're able to just find ways to win, and that's really what it's all about in this kind of football.
Oh, here comes this. It's a good first touch, tries to get past. It's Gooden eventually comes across and intercepts. That's a vital interception there by Gooden. Leach. Back to Gooden. He has 3 to aim. He's being put under pressure by Nelson, who does well. Eventually stretches. Trestrail in pursuit. Back into Trestrail, a very dangerous midfielder who has a knack for goals as well. Puts it outside for Hadid. Can he get a delivery? He does. A deflected clearance there. It's Fatima College making early inroads into this one. Ball pumped long upfield. Nelson gives chase. Gooden loses his footing. Barrington comes across, clears and puts it high into the stands of the regional complex. Somebody may have gotten a souvenir. I'm very sure the local authorities may not allow them to leave the facilities with it, so it will have to probably be returned. As the action here has started here in this Coca-Cola Intercal Finals, as the rhythm section strikes up the band, and Fatima College and Queen's Royal College have engaged swords. Trestrail looks upfield, he finds the Kovaya. He in turns tries to play the ball out wide. Fatima looking for a bit of width as they try to stretch the field. Leach goes to Smith. as a runner because he cuts inside, and he's been greeted there by a bevy of Queen's Royal College players. One in particular that got the final touch is Stephen James, and the ball eventually goes out for a throw-in for, well, it's a throw-in for Queen's Royal College. As this game gets into the flow, there's certainly some key players and key moments that we will have to look into, Leo Chin, because I do believe a game that of this magnitude will be decided by those moments. Any particular key players and moments you feel, Leo, that will have an impact on this fixture?
Yeah, well, I definitely think on Fatima you have to look at the likes of Michael Shaves' quality, as well as Caden Trestrade. I think those are the two I'll be looking at on the Fatima College side. From a Queen's Royal College perspective, you have to look at Philip Nelson. I mean, it's his goal in the semi-finals that has them here. And another man who actually influences the game a lot deeper in the midfield is their captain, Aidan Carruth. I think he's absolutely brilliant, a real warrior in the midfield. And he has to be on it today because he's coming up against a very tricky midfield of Fatima College who like to pass and move very well as well.
And this game has started in very lightning-like fashion as we have a look at the head coach for Queen's Royal College, Kenwyn Jones. It's a great tempo and atmosphere to this fixture here at the Diego Martin Regional. As Addy tries to get into the end of it, he's being pursued there and harried and hassled by the Queen's Royal defender. Eventually plays it back. Long ball into the box looking for Trestrade. Not able to find him, and ball is cleared upfield. Shaves. So playing a bit deeper here. As Hospitalis tried to make some inroads, he finds it, it's Trestrade. Puts it on to Smith. It's in a 1v1 situation, tries to clip that ball into the box, but Kasimi is there and gladly collects it for his first touch of the game. Head coach for Fatima College, Hudson Charles.
I think as well, Brent, I must mention the goalkeeper for Queen's Royal College, Kasimi. Really is a good keeper, and in a game of moments, as you said, saves could be big moments as well, and Kasimi is known to come up with some big saves himself.
Certainly so. We saw that in the semi-finals, and can he replicate that in today's finals? As Queen's Royal College trying to get the ball out of their own half. A frantic start to this game so far, as both teams still trying to find some sort of cohesion and certainly some sort of possession of the football. That has not happened. It's been back and forth so far, and a stop and start as it relates to free kicks. But the tempo and certainly the intent of both teams is clear to see. Free kick for Fatima College, as Barrington comes around to take this one. Long switch of the attack to Leach. He has time with the football. He has Smith to the right, and he eventually tries to put it in the box. Kasimi with the easiest of tasks to collect it, and Queen's Royal College will try to play the ball out from their half. A long punt downfield. Eventually gets there to Hospitalis. He has time. Shaves asks for the ball, and he gets it. He's in an offside position, though. Was pointing to where he wanted the ball, and the Hospitalis taking Shave too long to get it into Michael Shaves, and a very experienced Caleb Wales signaling that offside, as both teams are gotten to this situation before in the last 3 years or so to 4 years. Of course, Queen's Royal College, this is their third trip to the finals in North Zone, and on both occasions prior to this they came up empty-handed. First time against Fatima College, and the second time against St. Anthony's College. Maybe it's third time lucky for Queen's Royal College. Now, that would be the hope for the men from Sinclair Road. But here comes Queen's Royal College as they make some inroads down that side, and seems like a handball has been called there.
Yep, there's a handball. Pacey start from both teams, really. This time Queen's Royal College getting in behind and getting a free kick as well in a very dangerous position. I'm hearing as well that it's the 4th year under Kenwin Jones that they are in the finals of the North Zone Intercol. And it is a free kick here for Queens Royal College.
Long ball there. Of course, it's the 4th time that Kenwin Jones as a coach is here. One of those was with St. Anthony's College. His 3rd time as head coach. Once as an assistant. So he has been here on a couple occasions. And experience is the best teacher, so he would hope that he would have learned from his previous trips. But here comes Queens Royal College. James tries to get the better Hadid. He battles through. Trail showed some interest, didn't get there. Ball plays all the way back to Kasemi. Queens Royal College trying to build the ball out to the back. And in that occasion goes a bit long. Correa with a touch to Hospitalis. He in turn tries to find Shaves. Correa back in possession. Finally gets it to Hospitalis. He's seen a lot of the football so far in this in these opening exchanges. The right-sided player for Fatima College. Long ball pointed upfield. James there challenging Captain Atherton. Not being able to get there. Goalkeeper a bit slow to come off his line. Eventually he does. And O'Brien collects cleanly. Ball out to Gooding. Long ball searching for Shaves. Not able to get it. The weight of the pass was just too much for Shaves, and the ball goes into the hand. Michael Shaves, of course, the forward for Fatima College. Have one senior national team call up to his name. Had an horrific injury in a Tier 2 match for Queen's Park that saw him out for some time. He had to spend a bit of time in the treatment room. And he's been back since then and has had quite a decent season. Trestrail, a man who's had an extremely good season. Put Shaves to chase, but that's good work there by Queens Royal College and Gray. And he's able to put that one out for a throw. Gray, a man that had an extremely good game for Queens Royal College in their semi-final win against St. Anthony's College. That resolute back four that Leo Chin has been talking about. That certainly was able to keep QRC in this competition. As Leach looking for options. Hadid, good first touch. He eludes his man. Now looking for second touch. Gives it away. Eventually one back. Both James and Nelson in pursuit. And the ball rolls all the way back to O'Brien. Game starting to develop a bit of a pattern. Queens Royal College quite content on trying to impact this game in transition, with the speedy James and Nelson always providing a likable outlet, as Coach Kenwin Jones barking out instructions. And as both teams try to get into a pattern and a rhythm, and certainly some bit of fluidity, the game ticks on. Michael Shaves deep in the corner. Good bit of skill there by the forward. Gets past his man. Tough tackle by the Queens Royal College defender. Nelson plays this one out for his captain, Karut, who's harassed by Leach. He eventually gets a touch on it. Atherton calmly puts it across to his centre-back partner, Barrington. There was a bit of time. He has players wide of him. He utilizes that option in Gooden. As Fatima College now trying to slow things down a bit, looking for the moment to breach the Queens Royal College rear guard. Correa tries to play a one-time pass to Hospitalis. It goes out for a throw.
Yep, both teams as well finding their feet think as well, you mentioned the back line of Queen's Royal College. They have been pretty resolute throughout the tournament so far, and today, well, is the biggest test, of course. And you have the likes of Michael Shaves, Caden Trestrel, Hospitales running at you, and also the fact that they have so much chemistry together. The passing and the movement from them at times is breathtaking. And as a Queen's Royal College defender today, you have to be on your P's and Q's.
And we have a player down. It looks like Gooding from Fatima College. Finds himself in a bit of bother. Game starting in good tempo. Certainly has been pleasing on the eye, as both teams have shown the endeavour that is required to win a knockout final.
Yeah,
purpose is there as well, and of course you would need a bit of quality somewhere within that ingredient to win it. As we have a look at a cross section of the fans, as certainly the Diego Martin Regional is starting to build up. Of course, the students of Queen's Royal College are here in their numbers, and of Fatima College. Both sets of fans are well represented in this North Zone final. I am very sure that we've never played a North Zone final here at the Diego Martin Regional Complex.
History to be made.
History to be made, certainly so. This is a game that is normally played at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, dating all the way back to the John Donald Technical Institute days. Of course, my good friend Colin Murray, who's resting up and getting well, he spoke of many of those tussles against John D when he was a coach at Fatima College. Of course, in most of his stories, Leo Chin, it always ends with a Fatima win. I've never heard a story that Fatima's lost from Colin Murray.
He might be leaving out some information, very possibly.
Well, I certainly presume so.
I'm sure he's listening in.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my phone to start buzzing off from Colin Murray. Yeah, he's good in with the challenge. Looks like this one will go out for Queen's Royal College throw, despite the interest from Smith. Just over 15 minutes gone so far in this one. It's Fatima College 0, Queen's Royal College 0 in this North Zone Intercol final. Battle of the colleges. Both teams are steeped in history when it comes to high school football in Trinidad and Tobago, or as we call it here, Colleges League football. Of course, it's the SSFL, Secondary Schools Football, is the coined name for this league, as both teams are starting to get into a bit of a rhythm. Trestrel, good challenge there, able to win his man. He has Shaves, is asking for it, pushes it out to Smith, who has acres of space ahead of him. Delivers the ball into the box, too close to Casimir. And that there is another catch for the young custodian from Queen's Royal College.
Yep, good stuff from Casimir. And he's usually very good at claiming those, taking the pressure off of his defense as well. And that's something that goalkeepers are usually very underrated for. It's not something that's highlighted as opposed to their saving ability, but coming out and claiming those crosses, very important as well.
Certainly so. And he showed a clean pair of hands in, of course, doing that. As both teams are trying to find a way to breach the other. Queen's Royal College a bit more direct than Fatima College, as Correa collects the ball in the Queen's Royal College half. That's good work there. As Karut in possession, tries a long ball to Nelson. O'Brien thought about coming. That's a good touch. Well worked there by the defender Barrington, clearing danger as cool as you like. Good in long ball upfield, looking for Michael Shaves, who's been challenged there. And won by Queen's Royal College as they go back on the attack. Gooden plays infield. Hadid gets a touch. Poor ball there. Players being a bit sloppy with possession, and ball has been turned over on a couple of occasions. Now Nelson. Heavy touch again there. It's a good bit of skill there by Gray. Ball played over the top, and O'Brien should collect this. And he has safely. He has Smith and Leach to his left. And he decides to slowly build out to the back.
Yeah, I think both teams just need to settle down on the ball a bit, build some momentum. As you said, there are a lot of sloppy touches in that midfield, a lot of possession being given away as well. Definitely something that Fatima College don't like to do, is give away possession. Always happy to be in control of the ball.
Well, Hospitalis will chase this one. He does well to keep it in play. That's a brilliant cross at the end there by Hospitalis. Didn't give up his chase and was able to get to the ball before he crosses the line. Smith was certainly looking for that cross by Hospitalis, and eventually was headed out for a corner kick for Fatima College.
Yes, Kasemi just giving his instructions to his defenders. I'm pretty sure he might make an attempt to come out and claim this as well, knowing the kind of goalkeeper that he is.
Long searching corner, back post ace. It flicks into the side. It's a bit of helter-skelter in the box, eventually cleared by Queen's Royal College. As Fatima, with a bit of pressure with Hospitalis, tries to put it into Barrington, and it goes out for a throw. Oh, a bit of ping ball action in the box for Queen's Royal College, finding some difficulty in clearing their lines. Eventually the ball has been cleared. And the danger went with it. Coming up to just about 90 minutes plus. 0-0 is the score. Fatima College in the grey tops with yellow and blue imprints and yellow pants and yellow socks, and Queen's Royal College with the white top, blue shorts and blue socks. Of course, we will be crowning a new North Zone Coca-Cola Intercol champion, as St. Anthony's College last year's champions have been dethroned. So both teams are vying for that vacant North Zone trophy. As James there with the cross, not able to find his strike partner, Nelson. So tonight will be the crowning of a new champion. Of course, this game is played in 45-minute halves. A game previous to this, the girls' Intercol final was played at 40-minute halves. And that game ended in penalty kicks. Long searching ball. Smith looks like he'll get there. He does. Not the best of crosses. And the ball is hacked away by Grid. Now here comes James for Queen's Royal College. 2 to aim for in the box. Atherton, the captain, comes over and gets into James and leaves him crumpled on the floor. As the centre half and captain for Fatima College came across and made sure that he was felt.
Yep, solid defending there from the captain. Let's see again. He does get all ball, but I think it's, yeah, just the impact there onto James. Strong defending from Atherton. That's what you want from your captain. And he's just feeling the after effects of that. He's a big lad, is Atherton. James, not the biggest. And he hit the deck hard as well. So he's just going to receive that treatment. Seems as if Atherton himself has taken some damage.
It looks like it's a collision of the heads. And of course, when you have that sort of situation, of course, the protocols.
Let's take a look there.
Just a connection of the heads. And of course, looks like the SportsMax director in the red top looked like he was taking visuals of that collision. As both players are up on their feet, and referee Sobers is going to restart action. It's not a game filled with quality thus far. Certainly, as I said, the tempo and the desire to win is there from both teams. And if it's one thing to be said, the quality of the game has not been as we may have expected. It might be said that the team that can find that quality may go on to take control of the game. Long ball upfield for Chiefs. Casimir is quickly off his line and eventually collects the ball. Ball is thrown out. Long ball into James. He does well at holding it up. Plays in his captain Karut. Just can't get the ball out wide. There's a patchy area there on this Diego Martin surface that is extremely bumpy, and that's where the cricket pitch normally is laid out. It's a very hard clay-like surface, Liuchin, that I examined coming into this facility. As Shaves is coming in, eventually a judge to handle the ball. And that area of the pitch, it's very bumpy and wavy from the clay being hardened from the sun. Of course, the outfield itself is very, very soft. So there are some challenges as it relates to the pitch. Catch all the SSFL action on the SportsMax app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play and stay connected to every thrilling moment of the league.
Yep, and mentioning the cricket pitch as well, we saw last week in the semi-finals as well, it did rain, and that had an impact as well. It was a bit mushy in the midfield, made it hard for those midfielders to control and really play the ball the way they would have wanted to.
Yeah, certainly. So it's not as soft as it was last week, but certainly is soft. Good turn there by Michael Shaves, eluding his man, gets into the box and is eventually repelled there. And not as far as Leach. He delivers that ball into the box, get past two Fatima College players, and the ball will roll out for a throw-in for Queen's Royal College.
Yep, again, no real chances as yet from both sides. We know that they both have a lot of quality. To expect them to, or get at least the chances to get better and better as the game progresses. This man, Philip Nelson, really is a joy to watch. Holds up the ball very well on top. Can bring players into the game as well.
Yeah, it's Fatima College with the throw-in. Barrington steps inside of Nelson, who does well to get a toe poke on it, but pass is intercepted by Goodin. Into Barrington, who has a second try at it. Into Correa. Turns nicely, has Hospitalis out wide. And support behind him as well. He decides to go to Hospitalis. Good touch by the right winger for Fatima College. Goes inside for an extra touch and is not able to get it, as he was harried and pursued there by the captain Karut of Queen's Royal College. Eventually he turns the ball outside for a throw-in for Queen's Royal College, to be taken by Kalen Tuckett. Ball thrown in by Nelson. Controls nicely. Hospitalis again on the football. Seen a lot of time. Into Correa. Tries to switch the point to attack to Hadid. That's a clever play there onto Trestrail, who has time and space. A good ball in behind for Smith. Can he deliver? One in the box of Fatima Collins. It's Michael Shaves. Not able to get it to him. And the ball is eventually boomed upfield. Arthurton and James giving pursuit. James gets there first. A good first touch there by the Queen's Royal College front man. And Arthurton does well to make sure that he doesn't get by him. And the ball has, well, it's gone out for a goal kick. I thought for a moment there that Arthurton got the last touch.
Yep, did well there. And so far in the Atherton versus James battle, it's Atherton who leads 2-0. He's done really well to deal with James so far. He's a very pacey character.
Yeah, I thought when James made that first touch inside of Atherton that he would have gotten by the Fatima College captain. He wasn't able to do that. Atherton there showing a clear pair of heels to be able to match him from stride to stride. Long ball outside there for Leach. He has a bit of time. Puts a nice ball in there for Smith. Can he get to it? It's a good idea by the left back Leach. Just a little bit too much on it. Smith tries to keep it in play. Fatima College trying to string together some passes. Hadid does well, intercepts it. And eventually the ball has been tidied up there by Straker of Queen's Royal College, and it's a throw-in for Fatima College. 27 minutes gone plus seconds in this all-important Coca-Cola North Zone Intercol Boys Finals between Queen's Royal College and Fatima College. Both teams are very aware of the assignment ahead, and they have taken to it. Smith there with the infringement. Referee Sobers points upfield, and Queen's Royal College with the kick.
And of course, Brent Lindell, Sween and co. San Juan North Secondary will be keeping a keen eye on this one to see who their opponents will be in the national intercall. Of course, having victory over Trinity College East in the East Zone yesterday. Do look a team in fine form, do San Juan North Secondary.
Well, I did recognize you took a bit of a pause there, Leo Chin, to say Trinity College East. I know that result is still resonating in the systems.
Yep. It's a bit of a bittersweet week. Bittersweet week, really. I've lost my words as well. Because, of course, Trinity College East securing survival in the Premiership. Will play Premiership football next season as well, but of course a tough loss in the finals for them. Good end to the season though, it must be said, after a bit of a shaky start.
And I'm happy that you can find silver linings, and Queen's Royal College looking for their silver lining as Nelson bears down on goal again. Atherton, excellent defending by the Fatima College captain, not allowing Nelson to wiggle his way towards the goal. And Leach with the ball, looks upfield, gets it into Trestle. Ball is intercepted. That's a difficult pass there by Franklin, and Nelson could not get the handle of it, and it goes out for a goal kick for Fatima College. Both teams are still trying to come to terms with this final so far. And it's a good ball. It's a good ball back into the goalkeeper, as Fatima College midfielders are trying to work the space that it's not been afforded to them in the middle of the park. They've certainly, the movement by Fatima College is there to be seen. That's a long ball upfield for Smith. Can he keep it in play? No, he doesn't. Just manages a ball over the line, and it's a throw-in for Queen's Royal College.
I think what's happened as well, Brendo, Fatima have looked very fluid in their attack, moving the ball into those wide areas. I think Queen's Royal College have been pretty good defensively themselves, haven't really allowed too much space for the likes of Shaves to get in behind. So credit to them.
Long ball downfield. This should be easily won by Atherton. Back to his goalkeeper O'Brien, as Fatima College try to build the ball out of the back. And Barrington with time on the ball. Long ball downfield looking for Hospitalis. So well intercepted there by Frederick. When she gets to Trestle. Out to Correa. Out far to Leach. It's a pass intercepted. And here comes Queen's Royal College with James. He has 3 to aim for in the box. This ball is doesn't find the intended target, but Straker tidies up for him. Back to Dolly. Straker tries to find James on the flank, and that was intercepted by Smith. Long ball downfield, trying to find Shaves. Another giveaway. Leach in control. And Atherton has the ball into Barrington. Gooden with one option in front of him in Hospitalis. Instead, that ball has been stopped by Nelson, who seemingly would have had a bit of a problem in trying to stop that pass.
Well, that's not a good sign for Queen's Royal College, Philip Nelson. Somebody you want on your team in these kind of games. Let's see exactly what happened. As Gooding tries to make the clearance. Just maybe, not sure if he overextended or something. But he's definitely in some discomfort there. Let's take another look. Just trying to block the line, as they say, and he has that leg stretched out. Not sure if the ball hit him in the area as well. Yeah, I think that might be the case.
As Kenwin Jones continues to bark out instructions to his team. As we approach the 33-minute plus mark, Liu Chin, which coach you believe is a happy of the two?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. I think Coach Hudson Charles will be pleased with the way that maybe Fatima have looked forward going forward. They, as I said, put it into the wide areas. Sometimes their passing going forward has been a bit free-flowing. But I think Kenwin Jones will be pleased as well with his team's defense. They've looked pretty sure at the back. Kasimi has been confident as well. So I think it's really a game in the balance, although maybe Fatima might have enjoyed a bit more of the possession.
Yeah, certainly so. They've possessed the ball for fair periods of time, but I think from a Queen's Royal College perspective, they've really nullified the danger that Fatima College presents. It's a long ball there. Barrington should clear his lines. Straker first to it, setting up a shot, but Karaya was there for it. Good work there by the Fatima College midfielder, only as far as Shea. He leaves the ball, isn't going to get it. Terrestrial gets there first to Shaves. Almost takes it into stride. He should get there against Michael Shaves and battles his way, but only goes into the hands of Kasimi. Attempted to take that ball first time. Michael Shaves wasn't able to connect with it, and the ball eventually goes back to goalkeeper Kasimi. Queen's Royal College and Kenwin Jones is as head coach, trying to make it third time lucky for him.
I think as well, Queen's Royal College wouldn't be too concerned about the brand of football that they play necessarily. I think for them it's just about getting the result.
Yeah, it certainly is about trying to win this final against St. Anthony's College. They were very resolute in their approach, stingy defensively, didn't give away much, and made St. Anthony's pay for it at the end with a beautiful strike by Nelson to break the deadlock. Smith tries to play Shaves. Queen's Royal College now trying to assert themselves on the opposition. Straker, errant touch, and gives it away. Battle for the ball here. Both teams struggling to get the ball under control. Karut, the captain, out wide. Options up front, but he decides to use Nelson. Nice ball into the back. Goalkeeper O'Brien comes for it. Long way off his line, but made sure that his trip was a successful one as he collected the football. Long kick upfield. Michael Shaves in pursuit. Grave defends well. Hadid does very well to win back the football to Karaya. Nice ball outfield, looking for Smith. Can he get to the end of it? He should do. He has bodies to aim for in the box. Only Shaves in the box. Smith waits for support from Leach. Takes a touch and a ball over into the space. A lot of white shirts back there in numbers to make sure that they secure the ball. Good in. Couldn't get to it. As Queen's Royal College has worked very hard to clear their lines and clear the area, and eventually the ball goes back to O'Brien as Fatima College start their build-up again. Another long searching ball. This time Shea gets there. Terrestrial battling with Karut, who does ever so well. As Dolly. Shea Dolly for Queen's Royal College in possession. Looks upfield. He has James to aim for and Nelson on the far side. He goes for James. James doesn't possess the ball. Instead, Leach takes it away. Nice ball into Michael Shaves, who has company. Cuts inside. Michael Shaves turns and twists, trying to find an angle into the box. Plays it in. Intercepted there by Karut. Kasimi comes out to claim. should get this. No, he doesn't. And eventually, referee Sobers judges a foul on Kasumi.
He's damaged himself a bit, I think, as well, off the contact, but he seems to be getting back to his feet. But that's the danger of shaves, Brent. And that man as well, Caden Trestrail, as I mentioned, their movement at times, some really good. And they can just bamboozle defenders. So as well, Michael Shaves with the ball at his feet, what he can do. That man as well, Seth Hadid, I think he's had a pretty good first half. Some interceptions, breaking down play, not giving Queens Royal College any time on that ball in the midfield.
Well, it's not the best of kicks. Somehow it's found its way into the Fatima half. Hadid tries to play the ball over the top. And that ball has gone back into the hands of Kasui as we start to slowly find our way into the end of this first half. James not able to do that. Smith finds himself in the pocket, puts inside. Hospitalis on the far side. Chase, nice touch onto Trestrail. He's trying to find some shooting angle. Well read there by Karut, the captain, with his excellent defensive work. And eventually Trestrail with the interception.
Yep, good play from Fatima College. Nearly found their way through Caruth with the good defensive work coming back. That's what he does well.
A little bit of innovation there by the Fatima College front three. As certainly an opportunity here for Queens Royal College to get a bit of respite. It's Gray with the free kick. Long searching ball for James. He doesn't get there. Ball goes back to Arterton. Hesitates for a bit. Puts it back to his goalkeeper O'Brien. Doesn't have much time as Nelson was bearing down on him. Karut with the header. Only as far as Leach. Options up front. He finds one in Smith. Good bit of skill there by Smith to get past his man. Smith charging into the box. Ball over the play. And great there with the deflection. And it goes back into the hands of Kasumi.
Yep, great play there from Smith. A nice little dummy out on the left-hand side. And Fatima College at the end of this half finding some big chances. Got a good ball across, and I guess in the end it turned out to be good defending from Tuckett. Kasumi able to smother it in the end.
As Smith there tries to find Shays with a long ball, but is not able to do it. And Fatima College is starting to find their way a bit in this game. As they're seeing their passes and their movement starting to bear some fruits.
Yeah, but I think the Queens Royal College defense have still been doing really well despite the increase in quality of the Fatima attack.
Well, they're pressing high up the park here. That's well done there by Atherton. Nobody gives it away to Nelson. It's a good defensive pressure. Hadid gets back there and wins it expertly. Now drives forward. Straker in pursuit. Tries to find Smith. It's going to be a difficult one for him. Well defended at the end. And the ball is still in play as Leach gets in there. Good strong challenge there by Straker. And referee Sobers points up the field for throwing for Queens Royal College.
Yep, defending as a unit really at Queens Royal College. You saw the pressing there of Nelson, and then as the ball went into the back line, the intensity as well.
As both schools are trying to find a way and their rhythm. I think Fatima College is the closest to finding their rhythm. Ball played downfield. Barrington with the clearance. Only as far as Hospitalis, his teammate, tries to clip that ball forward to Shaves. And eventually, it's won by Frederick, but he could only put it out for a throw-in for Fatima College.
Kenwin Jones, I think he'll be pretty pleased with what he's seen so far. His team has given the effort.
Hospitalis, not the best of crosses. Wasn't able to get it to Gray shoot. Played downfield. As James in pursuit, Barrington in support. Can James keep this in? He does, and he doesn't. All in one go.
Yeah, that's unlucky because I thought he got there in the end, but too much pace.
As we come to the close of this half of this fixture in the Diego Martin Regional Complex. It's a Fatima College up again. That's a difficult goal kick, and eventually it's turned over by Atherton. O'Brien not with the best of passes to his captain. Quite sure he wouldn't be happy with that. Ball played downfield to Shaves, not finding their marker. One mistake there by Barrington, straight into Straker, who in turn loses it to Correa. Midfielder tracking back for Fatima College. The ball goes out for a throw for Fatima. As Hospitalet leaves it for Downing. Gooding, sorry. Gooding with the throw. Kirasi with the clearance and Nelson in pursuit. He will get there first, Nelson. First touches away from goal and Atherton bears down on him as Nelson turns the captain, tries to get it into the box, and O'Brien should collect that comfortably. Again, Atherton with the work. This time on Nelson. Good turn there by Shaves, a heavy touch. Gets it to the box, there's a deflection! Just wide. Michael Shaves turning and eventually getting his shot off, deflected, and just wide of Kasimi. As the Fatima College front man seen a little bit of space for the first time in this half. And his shot just deflected wide. Corner into the box, header! And it's cleared again by Queen's Royal College. A little bit of pressure at the end of this game here by Fatima College, trying to get on the score sheet. This time it's Hospitalis putting that ball back across the goal, coming in at the far post. It's well defended at the end. It looked like Frederick who got that clearance. Smith again with this corner kick, long looping corner kick to the back post. And looked like Trestle there with the volley that tamely goes wide for a goal kick to Fatima. As we slowly get to the halfway mark, 3 additional minutes have been added to the 45 minutes of regulation time by referee Crystal Sobers. And as Kasmi tries to build the ball out to the back for Queen's Royal College, long clipped ball in behind Leach. Still has some tidying up work to do because he is being pursued. Ball back to his goalkeeper O'Brien, and the task has been accomplished by Leach. Barrington looking long downfield for Shaves, can't get there as the ball has been intercepted. James now in pursuit. Atherton and James trying to get it. Ball cleared by Hadid. Not the best of touch. He loses out to Straker. Can Straker get a shot before the half? He isn't. Leach gets there first. Gets the ball. Looks for Shaves. He does well. Tries to get inside. Controls the ball. Tries to slow it down. He has Atherton in support. Instead, he goes all the way back to goalkeeper O'Brien. Fatima keeps possession through Barrington. Back to O'Brien. Into his captain, Atherton. Ball into Leach. Turns forward to find Smith, who's in a foot race here. That's a good, strong challenge there by Dolly. tidies up his defensive duties well. A man from QRC. But Leach gives it away to James, and this could be a foul, as referee Sobers agrees with me, and it's a free kick for the men in white and blue. As Captain Karut lines up this, possibly the last kick of the game for QRC. He has 4 white shirts to aim for in the box. He tries to dink that ball back post, eventually passes. Great Ann Hospitalis, good flash. Shin ball across the goal. Nobody's there though. And the ball rolls over for a goal kick. But that will not happen as referee Crystal Sobers bring this half to an end. And in the Coca-Cola Intercol finals from the North Zone, it's Fatima College and Queens Royal College playing to a stalemate so far. Both teams have had their moments in the game. Fatima College certainly leading from a possession standpoint. Haven't been able to break and breach the rear guard of Queens Royal College. And the confirmation of the scoreline here at the Diego Martin Regional Sporting Complex is Fatima College 0, Queens Royal College 0, in this all-important North Zone Intercol final clash. Both teams yet to break the deadlock. A close encounter, and it really has been a great effort by, of course, the men from Queens Royal College in trying to nullify the attacking prowess of Fatima College. We do have Leo Chin down there on the field somewhere with the captains. We'll join Leo Chin now.
Yeah, thank you, Brent. Well, I'm here with Captain Caruth and Atherton of QRC and Fatima, respectively. Gentlemen, what did you make of the first half?
Very cagey. Like, we played to the best of our ability in that first half. A lot of quality in the attacking could be improved on a lot, but we plan to come out in the second half doing better.
It's been a long season, legs tired, body tired. We could all we could do is dig deep and hopefully play for the best.
Yeah, and speak to us about the intensity of the game right now.
Well, I think the intensity is quite high in certain spurts of the game, but, all that's in it, so we could just do our best.
Yeah, I agree as well. In spurts of the game, the intense rivalry between these two teams, history as well. The intensity has been good, but I feel like improvement could be made, but you can see.
Yeah, well, thank you, gentlemen. All the best in the second half. Well, it's 0-0 here between QRC and Fatima in this North Zone Intercol final. It's all to play for, and we'll be back with the halftime analysis.
You're watching coverage of Secondary Schools Football League, brought to you by Carib Malta, 0.0% alcohol. It's the way we play. And First Citizen Foundation, building strong communities through sport.
You gave us the inspiration to be first. We gave you the solutions that put you first. You trusted us with your vision. We paved the way with innovation. You walked with us side by side, and we continue to serve you with pride. First Citizens is proud of everything we've achieved together. We made dreams a reality, shaped success stories, and painted brighter futures. And together, we'll accomplish so much more. First Citizens, we put you first. You gave us the inspiration to be first. We gave you the solutions that put you first. You trusted us with your vision. We paved the way with innovation. You walked with us side by side, and we continue to serve you with pride. First Citizens is proud of everything we've achieved together. We made dreams a reality, shaped success stories, and painted brighter futures. And together, we'll accomplish so much more. First Citizens, we put you first.
Astana and Victoria Sports Club are currently outside of the qualification and playoff spots. Both teams desperate for a win in the UEFA Europa Conference League. Catch the encounter live on Thursday, November 28th at 10:30 a.m., 11:30 a.m. ECT on SportsMax 2 and on the SportsMax app.
This broadcast is brought to you by Carib Malta 0.0% alcohol. It's the way we play. And First Citizen Foundation, building strong communities through sport.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division.
Welcome back to the Diggle Martin Regional Sporting Complex as we're here for the Coca-Cola Intercal Boys Finals North Zone between Fatima College and Queen's Royal College in this beautiful facility in the Diggle Martin Borough. As we take a look at the first half highlights, the game started with referee Crystal Sobers. Queen's Royal College with an early opportunity as Dolly attempted to get his head on that Karut cross. Hospitalis, who provided the good width for Fatima College throughout this 45 minutes plus, his cross just couldn't find the head of Smith, who was waiting in the box. And Fatima continued their pursuit of a first goal. Hospitalis heads it across, ball ping-pongs across the goal, and is cleared away eventually by Queen's Royal College. The only opportunity really for both teams in this half in a cagey affair. Both teams really struggled to settle. Long ball over. Casimir on a couple of opportunities had to clear his line to make sure that he collected to thwart the attack. Smith, another one of the protagonists for Fatima College, but on the left-hand side, as that clearance almost went into his own net, but Casimir was there. And a first half that didn't see much clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. As we have a look at the stats, 3 shots by Fatima College, 1 on target, 1 shot by Queen's Royal College not on target, 6 fouls in the game of all Fatima College. We had no cards in this game so far, yellow or red. 3 corners for Fatima College, 0 for Queen's Royal College. 1 offside for Fatima, none for QRC. 5 run in the box each for Fatima and Queen's Royal College. And when you add up that stats, you look at the top, and it says 0-0 at the half in this boys Coca-Cola North Zone Intercal clash between Fatima College and Queen's Royal College. Hans Zavines is somewhere in the pitch with some of our fans here at the Diggle Martin Regional. Hans?
Well, Brent, as you said, the one on top is what matters. 0-0 here with Harlan and Trey. Guys, I mean, it is an intense rivalry on the pitch. What do you make of the first half? What do you expect in the second?
So, my name is Solon Samuel. As you guys know, the first half ended 0-0. Fatima College definitely dominated in possession. QRC is putting up a strong opposition. I'll always support my school. I'll always stand by my alma mater, Fatima College, and by striping, we will conquer.
Well, last time they knocked you all out of the Coca-Cola Intercal. How you feel this time?
Well, you know, that's part of the journey, and we're planning to come back stronger.
Oh boy, fighting words. He sounds like Colin Murray. All right, tell me, Trey, what do you think?
Well, for the first half, it has been pretty nerve-wracking, roller coaster of emotions. One time you're happy, one time you're stressed. But I don't really know how to say what I could expect in the second half. I just have to hold out hope for my school because that's what I'm here to represent.
All right, definitely here to represent. Now, last 2 times you all came in, you all got second place. How do you feel your chances of winning tonight?
I have high, well, let me not say high hope before I drink something, but normal, all right. Hoping.
Tapered confidence. All right, guys, we're going to play a game now. How's your touch? Harlan, I mean, yo, You're Haaland. Such a hard name to have these days. Haaland, we're going to do how's your touch. We're going to throw the ball up in the air. You have to control it in that side of the circle. Trey, you're going to get the opportunity to do the same after. Haaland, get in the semicircle. We're going to get the ball up in the air for you, Haaland. Let's see how's your touch. Can you control? Let's go. Up in the air. Haaland, no, man. With a name like Haaland. All right, come on. Are you ready, Trey? Trey, let's go. Control. How's your touch? How's your touch, Trey? It works. Simple, but it works. It worked. It worked. It worked. You know, that's how it is. Sometimes it just works. All right, guys. Brent, Leo, tell us more about the first half and how it went. Congratulations, Trey. Well done. Maybe.
Well, of course, the first half action, Leo Chin. A cagey affair, as Captain Karut would have mentioned. Both teams are really struggling to find some fluidity in this game so far. As we look forward to the second half, of course, we will dissect the first half in a bit. There must be changes.
Yeah, I mean, I think Queen's Royal College will be pretty pleased. I think they've defended really well from back to front. Of course, they would want to get goals. I don't think either team really wants this to go into penalty shootouts. From a Fatima College perspective, it's just about breaching that defense, because I think they've had moments of doing well in the attack, just haven't had the finishing product.
Yeah, I'll tend to agree with you there. Queen's Royal College have been very well organized. They have good outlets in the likes of James and Nelson, willing runners who are able to put the Fatima College defenders under a bit of pressure. But it's really been cagey. The quality that we would have hoped for so far in this game has not been shown by both teams. And again, I go back to the point, when a game is this tight, you really feel that a moment of brilliance or a moment of madness may just win this one. And I hope it is the former, which is a moment of brilliance, because we do have two teams with quality players on it. And I think the second half may follow the same pattern unless the quality improves in both teams.
Yep, well, let's see if it does take a moment of brilliance, but something brilliant is the SportsMax app. Yeah, I know that one was a bit corny, but of course I have to bring it up. Don't forget to download it on the App Store or the Google Play as well, the SportsMax app, to keep up with everything SSFL and sports in general. But as it stands, it is 0-0 between Fatima College and Queen's Royal College in this North Zone Intercol final. And when we return, we'll be back with the second half action to see if there'll be any moments of brilliance or madness to decide this one. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching coverage of Second High Schools Football League, brought to you by Carib Malta, 0.0% alcohol. It's the way we play. And First Citizen Foundation, building strong communities through sport.
Astana and Victoria Sports Club are currently outside of the qualification and playoff spots. Both teams desperate for a win in the UEFA Europa Conference League. Catch the encounter live on Thursday, November 28th at 10:30 a.m., 11:30 a.m. ECT on SportsMax 2 and on the SportsMax app.
And now here's Clark! What a save by Omari and Brown again!
They've been under pressure, St. Catherine, and they've had to rely on Omari and Brown. Big hand to deny St. George's College from getting an equalizer. Really good save, that one.
People look at stories through different lenses. I have my own take on some of these trending issues. Hi, I'm Mariah Ramharak and welcome to In Case You Missed It.
You're watching coverage of Second High Schools Football League, brought to you by Carib Malta, 0.0% alcohol. It's the way we play. And First Citizen Foundation, building strong communities through sport.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division.
Welcome back to second half action here at the Diego Martin Regional Complex in the lovely borough of Diego Martin. It's a half-time of Fatima College 0, Queens Royal College 0 in this Coca-Cola North Zone Boys Intercol final between two storied programs in the north of Trinidad and Tobago. And both teams coming back out for the second half will certainly look for improvement. My name is Brent Sancho, and you're joined by myself and Leo Chin. Leo, we had the conversation at the half about what transpired in the first and what are the keys in the second half for either team to win.
I think it's well poised, and as we say, I think it's also about minimal mistakes, because you mentioned, Brenton, in your halftime that it could be a moment of brilliance or madness. And well, we do know that mistakes can lead to both of those things. So I think both teams need to keep their focus. Fatima College, they need to play their football. Queens Royal College need to prevent them from playing their football.
Well, Hadid there with that shot just spilled wide. As Queens Royal College, must be said, has been well organized defensively. Difficult to break down. St. Anthony's College found that out as well in their semi-final action against the Roy Aliens. That game, of course, ended 1-0 in favor of Queens Royal College. They have been very stubborn defensively. That's a good bit of skill. Trying to find Nelson, who's working tirelessly to maintain possession of that ball. Of course, this second half action is part of a week-long finals, or activities of finals. We had the Central Zone final on Monday, where Miracle Ministries eventually got the better of Chaguanas North Secondary. And in the East, in front of our cameras, San Juan North, led by Lyndale Sween, they were victorious against Trinity College East. And so those two teams have marched on to the national round of things. And here comes Fatima. It's a long ball. Smith gives chase, but no mistakes there by Frederick as it goes out to a throw for Fatima College.
Yep. Both teams are really up for it today. You could see the intensity of the match. I think, of course, it's a final, so your intensity would be high, but I think also the fact that these two schools have such a rivalry and the history that dates back to however long also adds to the affair and the performance of the players.
Certainly so. I think the highlight of the half, must be said, has been the defending of Queens Royal College. They have been very good in what I would call resolute defending and well-organized defending. Cassimi, met by Barrington. Not the cleanest of clearances, but he found Hospitalis, who has had a lot of joy in the first half, and he in turn finds a deed. It's a good bit of interplay, and now Leach tramples down that left-hand side. There's no options in the middle. Ball crosses. Smith is looking for Casimir, slips and almost presents Smith with the ball.
Well, not often you see mishandlings like that from Casimir. Got away with it in the end.
Now, all of a sudden there, a textbook cross. Leo Chin.
Oh, tell you what. Had to call his feet into action. Had to improvise.
So long ball upfield goes out to touch, and it's a goal kick to Fatima College as Barrington seems to need some medical attention. He's clutching to that right ankle. As Casimir, who's shown a very clean pair of hands for most of the first half, just showing a little bit of complacency there and trying to catch the ball, and the ball eventually spills out of his hand and almost presents an opportunity to Smith. Now, we did say, Liu Chin, that it might either be a moment of brilliance or a moment of madness.
That could have very easily been one as well. Michael Shaves there looks very determined, as he always does. Really is a willing runner, works hard. And then you combine that with the skill that he possesses as well. Fatima coaching staff really see him as a valuable asset. Over the past few years, he's really been an excellent player for them. And then you have the likes of Correa, who has had a fantastic season as well for Fatima College. Really has integrated into the team and done a really good job. Have to applaud the whole football scene in Fatima College, from the under-14s all the way up. They really do perform at a high level, produce a lot of top quality technical footballers who also understand the game as well. If you interview some of the players, the responses that they give, they're very knowledgeable about the game. You can tell that by the responses that they give. So it's really impressive whatever they're doing over in Fatima College.
And certainly there's a strong understanding of the game, and that's what you'd want. Smith there just trying to tidy up and not able to get that ball forward. It's Gooding with the throw into Arthurton. Goes all the way across the Leach. That's a bit of time, not the best of control. Eventually keeps it in play, not the best of pass, but it's gone to Trisrael, who's tried to shield the ball. And Karut comes out with it. Hospitalis in pursuit. Not the best pass for Dolly, but he somehow manages to put it against Hospitalis for a throw-in for Queen's Royal College. Again, James isn't able to hold it up, but he does win the battle, and Straker gladfully takes it. Finds a streak in Frederick out on this left-hand side. Looks inside. Back to Karut. His options are forward. He has bodies in front of him. Instead, he decides to go back to Tuckett. Straker with the pass to Frederick. That didn't connect, and the ball goes out for a throw. Correa, that's good defending there. Barrington with a long kick upfield, that's not going to stay in play. And Keelan Tuckett has a throw-in. Similar to the first half, both teams are struggling to find a bit of momentum or any sort of fluidity. It's really been a cagey affair. I believe Leo Chin, Captain Karut, mentioned that. And he's spot on in his assessment.
Yep, and I just spoke about Fatima players having an understanding of the game. I think Aidan Caruth as well. Speak to him. He's a pretty good captain. Also has a very good understanding of the game. Analyzes it well. Could understand why the QRC coaching team would have named him as the captain, alongside his motivational skills and his ability. He's a good player as well.
Hospitalis, they're unable to get to the end of that one.
There he is.
A look at Captain Aidan Caruth. He's certainly leading by example.
Also, I think one man who I do expect to see in this second half is Micah Nelson.
And here is the other Nelson. who's upended there by Barrington, and this a free kick in a very interesting position.
Yeah, Philip there getting fouled. But as I was saying, of course, I do expect to see his brother making an appearance in the second half as well. He does usually come on and affect the game. Of course, last season against Fatima in the semi-finals, he did have a really good game himself. And as well in the semi-finals against St. Anthony's this season, came on and affected it. So
Karut does have the ability and certainly the technical capabilities of putting this on target. He's been joined by Straker. Is he going to go for goal? It's Karut, and it's high.
Well, there's a good opportunity. He was in a good position on the right angle as well for a right footer. Now, we've seen him convert those as well. Does have a strike on him.
Well, there is some movement on the bench for Queen's Royal College. It looks like they're about to make a change.
Yep, as I expected. Yeah, there he is, Micah Nelson. It looks like it's Theophilus, I think, who's made his way on as well.
Yeah, Theophilus and Micah Nelson. And of course, the players departing are Straker and Frederick. We will get confirmation of that very soon, as here it is. Straker off, Nelson on. And Frederick's off and Theophilus is on. So changes afoot for Queen's Royal College. It look like they've gone to a front three. So Kenwin Jones has gone for more attacking options here as he tries to find some leverage in this game, but it's Tristan. Long searching ball for Smith. Great ball down this right-hand side. Not the best touch there by Smith, but may have a second bite of this cherry. Tuckett does a brilliant job. Theophilus stopped there by Gooden. Does well to keep it in play. Tuckett tries to turn inside, gives it away to Correa. Tuckett still there, harassing and harrying. Not able to keep the ball or win the ball, Tuckett, and he eventually gives away a free kick to Fatima College.
I must say, Brent, we don't usually comment on people's names, but Theophilus really is a cool name. Sounds like a Greek god almost.
Well, he would be godlike if he is to score the winner here for Queen's Royal College. We saw him in the semi-finals coming off the bench as well. To great effect.
Yep.
And he would be hoping to have a similar input in this one. Queen's Royal College, a long punt downfield. Intercepted by Leach. Indeed, trying to win that one is Alterton. To Trestriel. Does well. Does really well. Karut back battling his way and clears his line. It's been a battling display by the captain, Karut, in the middle of the park. Theophilus, good ball on there. O'Brien has to come. And he does very well. Gooden doesn't help him. As the goalkeeper is down and the play has been stopped, as O'Brien looked like he may have hurt himself on this occasion.
Well, it's really brave goalkeeping from O'Brien, and he did well to avoid the danger. But at what cost? Seems as if his fall might have injured him above all. Let's see how it all played out. About 3 players battling there. Oh, James I think it's the fall. Oof. Quite awkward indeed. You see another angle of it. It's James and O'Brien who go up, and he just I think collides with the defender there. And look at the fall, Brent. I think that's what really, yeah, he just falls on that left leg and then all his body weight comes down on it.
Yeah. Fell awkwardly in his collision with,
I think it was Barrington.
His own player, Barrington.
Yeah.
And hasn't really moved since he's landed on that spot. We hope that he'll be okay. But good ball on there by Theophilus. Had Nelson in pursuit of it. And Gooden looks like he's needing some treatment as well. I was interested to hear Captain Arterton talked about tired bodies coming into this.
Indeed. And then on top of that, speaking about the intensity of the game, which makes it even harder, being tired and then having to come onto the battlefield to fight against the Royalians.
Certainly so. As
who are definitely up for it today, by the way.
And if you have to give them credit as substitute goalkeepers. Amel Smith has been limbered up, getting ready possibly to get into action. Of course, I hope his O'Brien is okay and ready to go, but if he's not, his replacement is being warmed up. And that man there would be happy with the organization his team has shown defensively. Certainly, they've been very difficult to break down, and they do show some potency in the attack. The likes of James and Nelson, and now it's Nelson by 2. As of course, if this game stays like this, after 45 minutes, after 90 minutes, I should say, plus added on time, we will go to kicks from the penalty spot to decide the Coca-Cola North Zone Intercal title.
Yep, drama. They're there for it. Fans of the various teams. Looks like a mixed. I've seen some Fatima uniforms in there.
Well, it's... I would hope it doesn't go to kicks on the penalty spot. That might just put them past their respective bedtimes for school tomorrow, but some worried looks there on the face of maybe some of the Fatima College parents and guardians, as it looks like but it would not be able to continue. That means it's young Jaheim Bailey will join the frame. He has as well in the semi-finals provided some spark for this Fatima College team.
Yeah, definitely is a live wire. Can come off the bench and impact a game. Give that QRC defense something new to think about.
Well, they have their first look at him as Bailey goes up for it, and ball into Bailey. He's unable to connect with Smith for a throw-in for Queens Royal College. Coming up to 62 plus minutes in this second half encounter between Queens Royal College and Fatima College in this Coca-Cola Boys Intercal Finals. And look at Michael Nelson with a bit of skill to his brother, and he's been held back. Philip Nelson, that is. And it's a free kick for Queens Royal College.
That's what he could do, Michael Nelson. In those tight areas, he and his brother actually both able to hold up that ball really well, generally draw fouls or get the ball forward. But Caruth with another look at a free kick. This one probably wouldn't go to goal.
It's a good tackle there by Shaves, and Queens Royal College gets the throw in.
We've seen a lot of Queens Royal College in this second half, probably a bit more than we did in the first. Haven't had much defending to do per se. Now that they've brought on the likes of Micah Nelson and Theophilus, we could kind of take a guess at Kenwin Jones' approach in this second half. He probably wants to see a bit more from his team going forward rather than just the defensive style that we saw in the first half. And I think as well, Brent, he'll have in his mind that if it does go to penalties, Micah Nelson is definitely one who does step up for those 5 kicks, or one of the 5 kicks at least.
Certainly so. It's been a battling display by QRC. Mistake there by Hadid. Couldn't find Nelson. A long kick for Smith. Tuckett needed to get that right, and he did. Try to play the ball upfield. It's no one home. Hospitalis has done well into Hadid, who turns out to terrestrial. Can't find him. Instead, it's been intercepted by Queen's Royal College. James tries to control it. It's been a little bit sloppy for the last 5 minutes or so from both teams. Arterton with control, he does well. Long searching ball, Tuckett again with the interception. Theophilus, good bit of skill there by the substitute. He has 3 white shirts ahead of him. Said he goes back to Karut. He's under a bit of pressure, loses out. Hospitalis wins it, drives inside, finds Trestrill, who in turn finds Smith, who has a lot of acreage ahead of him. 1 man in the box in Bailey, 3 coming up alongside him. Bailey is trying to give him support. He tries to get past Gray, who does excellently defensively. And despite his efforts, Fatima College has won a corner kick.
Yeah, brilliant once again. Just staying on his man there. Blocking any sort of cross getting into that box to protect that goalkeeper as much as possible. Heart and soul defending, they call that. Off your screen here, Hospitalis is down, just receiving some, yeah, the physios are now running on, as Kasumi is still organizing his troops. And there he is, Hospitalis, seems to have picked up some sort of injury, pointing at that inner thigh. Looks like. But nevertheless, Brent, Queen's Royal College, despite them probably being tired after defending for so long, is still standing resolute to anything that Fatima threw at them.
Certainly so.
Kasumi getting ready for that corner kick. Still awaiting to see what goes on with Hospitalis. He's back up on his feet. Bailey waiting to take the corner himself. So he's up on his feet, so everything looks okay, but Fatima College will have to take this corner kick with 10 men on the pitch.
Yeah, certainly so. As Bailey has 6 shoots to aim for. Puts it in the box. This is close to Kasumi. That's a brilliant corner. Dealt with Trestrill! Off the bar! Arterton! And into Kasumi's hands. Well, for a minute there, one could have thought that that man, Caden Trestrill, had given Fatima College the lead.
Well, you just thought back to last week, Brent, where he smashed it in against Malik Secondary off the same post. Look at that. Oh, that's unlucky. That is unlucky. Caden Trestrill, that was purely hit. Couldn't have hit it any sweeter.
Yeah, terrific strike there by Caden Trestrill. Technique to perfection. Just slightly leading back. It's hard to fault him for that. That ball ricocheted off the bar. Excellent opportunity.
Of course, he was man of the match in the semi-finals against Malik Secondary. One of the reasons that was so is because of a goal he scored, almost a carbon copy.
Certainly so. As Fatima College still down to 10 men as Hospitalis just gets back onto the pitch. Ball thrown out. It's a tough throw. He does well to keep it in. Long ball upfield looking for Bailey. Not able to find it. So well defended there. Trestle wiggles his way through. Looks to support it. Said he has a shot on goal. And Casimir gets behind it. Well, he started to warm up, Trestle.
And we saw that last week as well. Had a couple attempts on goal and eventually got his goal. Queen's Royal College have to be a bit careful with that. Because if he finds his range, tell you what, he normally scores them.
Certainly so. This game is starting to come to life as the opportunities are coming a little bit more frequently. Here comes Queen's Royal College. Has been stopped a long searching ball there for Bailey. Casimir shows interest in it, and rightfully so, because he collects the ball and safely tucks it under his arm. Coming up to 70+ minutes here in this Coca-Cola North Zone Boys Intercol final between Fatima College and Queen's Royal College. 0-0 so far, as both teams are trying to find the opener. It's been a cagey, tight affair. As Nelson tries to play the ball across field to Theophilus. That's been intercepted. Correa. Hospitalis showing a clean pair of legs. He tries to find Smith. Gray does well.
I think he's had a stellar game, Brent. He's been really good defensively. Just there, he's seeing some of his composure as well. Really good game from Philip Gray.
He has led the line at the back very well. It's a foul on Bailey. Free kick in a wide left position for Fatima College. And both teams are, well, certainly from a Fatima perspective, they're starting to turn the screws a bit. As the XG must be high, expected goals. Long ball by Shaves, heads go up, comes back out. It's Trishel again. It's a tackle there by Nelson. As O'Brien safely collects this one. As Trishel has been slow to get up. As Arthurton drives upfield. Trishel, good touch into the pathway of the captain Arthurton, who goes forward. It's well defended. Shaves. Hassel and Harry there. That's well done by Karut. And he eventually gives it to Barrington, who has a lot of work to do, who gets it to Hospitalis, who does really well in keeping that ball out of danger's way.
Yep.
The game is on the knife edge now, as both teams are started to sense there might be some goal at the end of the rainbow. Nelson! It's off the bar!
Wow. Well, you would think that it's a crossbar challenge final, Brent.
Well, certainly so. It's Queen's Royal College's turn to hit the bar. Well struck there by Michael Nelson, the substitute, who almost gave Queen's Royal College the opening. That shot had a lot of venom in it. Wasn't able to get it. Now it's Shaves, who looked like he may have just slightly gone.
It's brilliant, Brent, because he just lets the ball roll across his body, hits it almost, well, he hits it perfectly. It just missed the accuracy. How about that? Look at that. Oh, almost dipped right in time as well. That's wonderful from Nelson. That's what he can do.
Well, he's been brought on to score goals, and he's almost done it. It's an exquisite shot there, filled with power and potency. Just couldn't find the back of the net. Long searching ball for Smith as Casimir is going to come out and collect this one. Well, this game has certainly erupted into life, as both teams now can claim that they had genuine opportunities to take the lead. Of course, both haven't. The crossbar was certainly there to make sure that the game still stays at 0-0. And here comes Nelson, tries to get some traction there. Trestrail the ball out for Smith. Carruth in pursuit of Smith. Smith does well. Stands up the Queen's Royal College captain, but can't get past him. Trestrail, the dangerous man. Nice clipped ball outfield there. It's not cleared. Gray eventually falls to Trestrail! And Casimir with the hands.
Yep.
Safely into the chest of the Queen's Royal College custodian. Still 0-0.
Well, it's like we're watching a Western movie here, Brent. It's almost like a shootout. Trestrail, Nelson, Trestrail again. And you just wonder who's gonna draw first blood, Brent.
It's Nelson again. This time he loses out to Hadid. He has numbers ahead of him. He chooses Shaves, who is trying to get that ball in play. Plays it to Bailey. He has a nice touch on to Shaves. No one's in the box. He's looking for numbers. Cuts inside on his right foot, looking for Carrera, who flicks it over the head for Bailey, and the ball eventually goes to Casimir. 0-0 the score. Both teams have struck the crossbar, and all of a sudden the octane has risen a bit here at the Diego Martin Regional Complex.
Yep. I think the poll today, Brent, is whose shot was better, Trestrail or Nelson. That's the first one. Bang! And well, that's as close as it gets. Look at that, clean as ever, right on the half volley. He's really unlucky to not score there. This one I like, how he just lets it run across his body, no touch. The shot is the first one, and it almost dips perfectly, but again, hits the crossbar and out.
And certainly an opportunity to savor for both teams. It's a bit of aggression shown by Arthurton and Nelson as the stakes continue to rise here. There's an air of anticipation here at the Diego Martin Regional. It's both teams are starting to look for that all-important goal that might just be enough to win this fixture. Trestrail does well. Gets it to Smith, and Gray gets there as Tuckett has been adjudged to upender. Gray, or no, referee Sobers look like she may have something else in mind as we look at the supporters. I believe those are the supporters from Queen's Royal College. I'm using the color code as possible indication. They have certainly had an entertaining second half. And of course, the ones that are outside of the venue will seemingly, what do you call that, the anti-VIP seats? They've decided not to pay to get into the venue, so is there an alignment to their current position?
Well, I mean, I guess they have a good view nevertheless.
Certainly so. And I can tell you, being in this facility and feeling the atmosphere is a lot different than being outside. I'm sure the viewers on the stream are feeling the excitement that is certainly emulating out of this venue and through their pictures. As Queen's Royal College now try to turn. Nelson, referee Sobers finally pulls that one back. She did take a while to have a think about it.
Yep, and no surprise that Micah Nelson, now that he's on the pitch, usually takes the free kicks for Queen's Royal College. He's immediately taken the ball into his grasp. Well, we just saw him have a strike from a bit of a similar position. Let's see how he deals with the dead ball here in this final. I just heard, Brent, that the viewers from outside the fence were on their way home, and then they heard you commentating and they just couldn't resist.
Well, they could have resisted by paying to come into the venue. Well, this sets up a free kick in a very interesting position. Both Karut and Nelson are seemingly over it. Nelson walks away for it. He's left it for his captain, Karut. Now Gray joins him. Karut has had one of his opportunities, blazed over the bar. And this is his second attempt. But now it's left it to Gray. And he's done similar fashion over the bar.
That's one for the spectators. I guess that's why they're out there, Brent.
It's not the best of free kicks by Gray. Blasting that over the bar. And with just under 10 minutes and what's added on by referee Sobers,
well, last year, of course, Queen's Royal College losing the finals on penalties. Not sure if that will play on their minds if it does go into penalties this year.
Hospitalis nicely flicked on. Gray again clearing his line. Has been a pillar back there for Queen's Royal College. There he is again, defender. Battled very well. Nelson hooks it on. Atherton in pursuit. He has Michael Nelson in pursuit, and he does very well. And it's a goal kick for Fatima College.
Well, the credit has to be given to Kenwin Jones, though. I think both attacking players that he's brought on in Theophilus and Micah Nelson have really impacted the game, given them a bit of venom in their attack that they probably lacked in the first half.
Hadid tries to get past his marker. Leach with options up front. Doesn't find his option, and it's a throw into Queen's Royal College. Coming up to 81 plus minutes in this half. And both teams now starting to look for that opening goal, as goalkeeper O'Brien should be first to this one. Long kick by O'Brien. Karut, sorry, that is Tuckett. Should be there for it's his throw in, as he didn't touch it. Queen's Royal College with the throw. Wilson Nelson, who does ever so well in trying to hold it up. He doesn't this occasion. And Casimir leaves his line and collects it. The players gone a bit flat over the last 5 or so minutes, as both teams may be feeling the impact of this game. I'm not sure why Casimir is trying to play that ball out there, as we have a look at the SportsMax moment. And look at that first strike by Caden Trestrail. In-step drive straight through it, and double delight. Nelson with a strike and off the bar. And your double delight is your SportsMax moment.
Well, no questions about that one. I think they both deserved it equally. Rightfully chosen by the production team.
Well, finally, they've gotten this SportsMax moment right. As Queen's Royal College is still trying to get to the effort. Hadid plays it all the way out to Smith. He has one man to defeat, and it's Tuckett, who's done a good job in sticking to his task. He's now supported by Theophilus. That's well supported there by the substitute. And that could be a foul there by Theophilus for a free kick. for Fatima College, substitution. Of course, that's the end of the night for Hadid.
Yeah, he had a brilliant game. Seth Hadid in the midfield, I think, really broke up a lot of play. Worked hard.
Since the free kick is be taken, I Bailey at some very, very high and over. Certainly not the best of kicks. And he apologizes immediately to his teammates.
Yeah, had to. I think he had to there.
As we're closing down into last set of minutes plus additional time in this one. A long ball upfield. Karut gets ahead on it. Eventually won there by Queen's Royal College. Just a heavy touch. He's able to get it in play and done well. Both teams are deciding to go very direct as a chance of minimizing those errors in front of their goal is shortened. Shaves tries to wiggle free. No support whatsoever. Tries to play it infield, only find Theophilus, who finds Nelson. Of course, he scored in the latter stages of the game before. That could be a foul, and it is.
That's a dangerous position, Brent. Leach is the one at fault.
Yeah, certainly so. Errant pass by Shaves. Leach trying to stop James from shooting from that angle, and eventually he clips the man from QRC, which in turn leads to this free kick on top of the box for the Royalians. So just on top of the D, as certainly goalkeeper O'Brien will be setting his wall.
I think this is Micah Nelson range, Brent. They took him off the last one, but it seems as if he's taken control of this. So Queen's Royal College as well making a substitution themselves. Looks as if the man who just got fouled, James, is going to make way for Zion Aberdeen.
Well, this is a free kick in a very interesting position. Nelson is over it. It's a 5-man wall for Fatima College. Strikes it! Just over the bar. Well, that was as close as QRC have come this afternoon from a dead ball situation on top of the box. And Michael Nelson blasts that one over the bar. He had a 5-man wall to try to get beyond. He does that, but is not able to keep that shot on frame. As Fatima College makes a substitution, it Shaves for Gobin. As and Queen's Royal College with their substitution as James, who's worked tirelessly in this game, gives way for Aberdeen.
How close was that again from Nelson? Really has been a bright spark since coming on in the second half.
It's Gobin. He's finding Carrera, who has Karut in pursuit. Karut has done well, and it's a goal kick. We now understand that there are 5 minutes of added on time.
Well, Brent, if I'm not mistaken, 5 minutes were added on as well in the semi-final between Queen's Royal College and St. Anthony's College.
And of course, this game has flowed backwards and forwards. With Dallas again, the crunching header forward. He's been outstanding this afternoon for Fatima College. Has started the game in the right midfield position, and he's now had to drop back due to the injury of Gooden to the right back position, but hasn't put a foot wrong. Here's Gobin, good bit of footwork there, back to Hospitalis. Eventually gets that ball in, Bailey gets it over. It's a shot in hope there, not able to connect. And the ball goes out for a throw-in for QRC. We are slowly getting to the end of regulation time as Bailey gets into the thick of twists and turns and gets past. He's trying to create an angle for a shot here. Plays it out wide to Smith, who tries to get it back to Bailey. So it's the wrong decision because the Theophilus was there. And here comes the Royalians with Nelson, and the ball eventually trickles out for a throw-in for Fatima College.
The reason I mentioned that 5 minutes added on, Brent, is because as soon as that 5 minutes was signaled is when Philip Nelson decided to score and send Queen's Royal College into the finals. Surely there wouldn't be a repeat of that today.
Well, the time suggests that there is opportunity for that. Bailey takes nicely, gets past his defender, chips in and gets into his man. It's Bailey. It's not able to do this. Now it's Correa. It's in ping-pongs around, and Tuckett eventually clears to Nelson. Here comes Theophilus of Queen's Royal College. He's got two ahead of him. He's not able to get it, and that's well played there. Defending Gobin might just get there first. He does. But across comes Gray, who's had a man-of-the-match type of performance for QRC, and is able to clear his lines. 5 minutes of added on time in this one. Fatima College with a throw-in. Hospitalis into Carrera. Tries to evade his man Karut, who's done well, the captain. And it is a free kick to QRC.
These last 4 minutes, these are the times when you need to keep your focus. Easy to just make mistakes due to the tiredness of legs and brains as well. You have to maintain composure, especially in those defensive areas. Can't afford any lapses at this stage in the game. You've gotten so far. That man there, Philip Gray.
It's not the best of headers. Bailey's bearing down. Just almost got himself on the end of that. Dicey defending there by Dolly. Casimir eventually comes out and collects it. That could have easily gone anywhere. Long kick by the QRC goalkeeper. So throw-in for Fatima as we've played closing in on 92 minutes of this game so far. Both teams have certainly put in the effort and energy to win a football match, but it's not had the quality just yet to get that result.
Well, given the way the game has gone, Brent, you do have to think from a neutral point of view that penalties would be a really fair way to decide it. I think both teams have kind of cancelled out each other, really.
Oh, certainly so. And despite that fact, it's really been a game that has seen two moments, one in particular by... That's a tough touch there. That could be a foul, a judge. Referee Sober says no. And the fans here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex doesn't agree with her.
Well, Chestrill is frustrated. He thinks it should have been a foul and he's been booked for dissent. Still can't believe it.
So it's a long throw for Fatima College as we get closer to that 95th minute mark. So headed out there. Well done again by Hospitalis, ably supported there by his captain into Correa. He's done well. He's finally gotten past Gray. Doesn't get past Karut. Atherton tries to body himself in. Well defended there again by Karut. Ball popped in there. Casimir comes out flying out of his goal. He's done well to keep this one in there. Atherton with the header. Karut clears his line. Queen's Royal College clinging on here. Gets the ball forward. This is pumped back down. Gobin gives chase. He's not going to get there. And it's a throw-in to QRC.
One of the most exciting nil-nils I've seen in a while, Brent.
Ball thrown into play. Back out again as we have a late substitute here. And it looks like Fatima College is preparing for the inevitable. It's a dicey move by the technical staff of Fatima College. Now, we've seen these sorts of situations work in the past, and we've also seen where it's not worked in the past. But it's certainly a big call by the technical staff as O'Brien comes off, the goalkeeper, and Hamel-Smith comes on.
Well, as you said, he could be a hero or a villain, and there's a very fine margin between the two statuses.
It's Fatima College still trying to get in. Trestrails just ran himself into the ground. He's onside. No, he's onside. Hamel-Smith, he done well.
He had to. He had
Excellent.
to. Tell you what, Brent, he had to be timely there.
It's done very well. And here comes Fatima, maybe the last roll of the die by Hospitalis. It's tired legs and tired minds, and the referee Sobers has brought things to the end as both Fatima and QRC have played to a 0-all stalemate in regulation time in this boys Coca-Cola Intercol final. And as a result of that, we now go to kicks from the penalty mark.
Well, another penalties final for Queen's Royal College. Fatima College in the finals against the team that knocked them out. They find themselves in a penalty shootout. And I really do think that this is the best way to decide it, Brent. As I've been saying, it's been pretty even, Stephen. I think, actually, from my opinion, I think that Queen's Royal College really grew into the second half. I think they had a really good second half as well. And with Fatima having the first one, penalties seems to be the right thing.
Well, penalties is exactly what we will have, and confirmation of the full-time score. Fatima College 0, Queen's Royal College 0, as we take a look at the second half highlights. This game coming from the Diego Martin Regional Complex. Referee Sobers was in charge, and Fatima College started off the second half in bright favor. Spilling by Casimir, not collected by Bailey. One of the rare mistakes made by the QRC custodians. He cleaned that up, and Smith wasn't able to pounce on that error. And then, corner kick. Not cleared. Look at Trisdale. Bang! Just off the bar. And the ball eventually stays out. And back into the hands of Casimir. Caden Trisdale there with an unbelievable strike. Shifting the crossbar with that rocket. Again, more Caden Trisdale as he winds his way through and gets a shot on goal. And straight into the arms of Casimir. As the game grew, chances started to come, and Nelson with an absolute scorcher, beating O'Brien, but not beating the crossbar. 1-1 in the crossbar, 0-0 in the scoreline, as both Fatima and QRC hit the crossbar. This free kick here by Nelson had the power, didn't have the direction, and just squirms over the bar. And that will take you to the stats from this fixture. 9 shots for Fatima College, 5 of those shots on target, 5 for Queen's Royal College, none on targets, 15 fouls in total, 1 yellow card, and that went to Fatima College. 4 corners, all going to Fatima, 2 offsides to Fatima, 14 runs in the box for Fatima and 12 for QRC. But the scoreline at the top is a 0-0 at the end of this exciting encounter. And of course, now that brings up the unlikely penalty kicks as we have the kickers that has been selected for QRC. Philip Nelson will be taking a kick. Aidan Karut, as well as Theophilus Tuckett. And the last kicker is another Nelson, Micah Nelson. So those are the 5 kickers for QRC. For Fatima, the kickers are Barrington, who we've seen from the penalty spot before, Correa, Arthurton, and Leach. So, interestingly, 4 defenders have been selected to take penalties here.
Very interesting indeed, Brent. I think
for Fatima College, probably the first time I've ever seen 4 defenders selected to take kicks.
I think for me, Brent, all eyes will be on Logan Hamel-Smith. That's really the eye-opener in this one. Just came on, substituted for the penalty shootouts. So a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He'll be expected to do something. There he is, Logan Hamel-Smith, just substituted for O'Brien, who lasted the full 90. And as I said, he could be a hero for Fatima College today. That man there, Kasemi, well, we know all about him. And I'm sure he'll be very confident coming into this penalty shootout. He's good at dealing with penalties. Yeah, both keepers really are the ones that you do have your eyes on in a penalty shootout anyway.
On the first kick is from Barrington of Fatima College. Of course, Hamel-Smith has been placed in goal for O'Brien, and the substitute goalkeeper is now tasked with trying to save penalties, as the tension can be felt throughout this Diego Martin sporting facility, as fans line up along the railings to get a closer look. And Barrington steps up first for Fatima College. The defender comes up against Kasime of QRC. As the tension rises here, Barrington stares the goalkeeper. He's going to want to pick a side. It's Barrington. It's a goal. Excellent. Good start for Fatima as he places that one to the right, to the left of Kasime, to his right, and it's a goal.
Yeah, might be an understatement, Brent. He placed that right in that top corner. Ball didn't even want to leave the net. Kasime had to fish it out. Good start for Fatima College.
So, it's Nelson. Philip Nelson. Philip Nelson! Cool as you like. Hamel-Smith sent the wrong way. Nelson with the goal.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant from the man that sent them into the finals again. Places it similar positioning to the previous penalty as well. And of course, same result. And it's 1-1. Always looks very composed as Philip Nelson. And it works in his favor.
Certainly so. Well, here comes Correa. The only non-defender selected to take a penalty comes up against Kasime. So hush descends upon the Diego Martin complex. Correa versus Kasime. Steps up. It's Correa!
Well, what a penalty that was. Brent Cassamy guessed the right way, but I don't think he was saving that. That was placed to perfection. Yeah, ooh, actually, might have gotten a hand to it, Cassamy.
Yeah, he just about got his hands to it, but I think the power that that penalty was dispatched proved the difference. And now it goes to Karut, the captain of QRC. Can he continue with the scoring trend that is Karut against Hammersmith? Karut! Is Hamilton going to save? The substitute goalkeeper has made the save.
Big moment. And we set all eyes on Logan Hammersmith. And he keeps out the Queen's Royal College captain. And he's fired up for the occasion. Seems as if Coach Hudson Charles knew what he was doing. Crystal Sobers had to calm him down there.
Well, he seems to be in a whole other place, the goalkeeper, Hammersmith. That's what you call zoned in.
Yep, you can't blame him.
He's properly dialed in. He's seemingly can't be controlled, Hammersmith. What an amazing save there by the substitute goalkeeper. Now, Hospitalis. It's Hospitalis with the kick against Casimir. What a penalty by Hospitalis to the bottom right-hand corner of Casimir. An outstanding finish after an outstanding performance by Hospitalis.
Yep, great penalty again. This time Casimir doesn't get a hand to it. Guesses the right way again. He'll be frustrated with himself because he's been diving the right way. Just can't keep it out. And it's Theophilus. Steps up, has to score this one. Looks pretty composed, a little smirk on his face. Hammersmith is getting into the heads.
He is. And now, can the substitute goalkeeper, Logan Hammersmith, do the unthinkable? It's Theophilus against Hammersmith, substitute against substitute. And Theophilus with the finish. Excellent finish by the substitute, sending Hammersmith the other way and keeps QRC alive.
Well, he had a cool composure about him walking up and walking away. Good penalty. Hammersmith was rooted to the ground and he silences him and riles up the crowd.
Well, it's the captain, Arthurton, steps up to take this one. This is a massive penalty as it relates to this contest. And it's Hammersmith. And it's a save by Casimir. What a save by the QRC goalkeeper. Guesses the right way and makes the save.
Well, Brent, we knew Casimir had it. He was getting closer and closer. Finally, he's been rewarded. This time goes the other way and makes sure that there's no goal being scored by Captain Atherton in this penalty shootout. And he's brought QRC right back into it.
Well, it now lies squarely on the shoulders of Kaelan Tuckett to bring parity back into this one.
Brent, both captains have missed, by the way.
And it's Tuckett trying to make it 3-all from the spot. It's Tuckett! It's a goal! So now we have drawn even.
A lot of banter out there. They're silencing Hammersmith now. You have to love it, Brent. I mean, from a neutral point of view, this is really a great contest.
Certainly so.
Yeah, just shaped his body nicely and the ball just rolled into the net. Hammersmith again just stood up right in the middle. There's Tuckett silencing the Fatima goalkeeper, and it's Leach now.
Well, it's interesting. His run-up is not the longest. And he has Casimir to beat. It's Leach! And he gets it into the back of the net. Casimir got a hand on it, but it's not enough to stop the ball from nestling into the back of the net. And Fatima College is back in front.
Once again, Casimi's going to be frustrated with himself because he guessed the right way. Just didn't get a strong hand onto it to keep it out. And well, it's all pressure now on the second half substitute. Micah Nelson was very close in the second half to scoring 2 bangers. And he has to score this penalty here to keep his team alive.
Well, it's Michael Nelson, the substitute, comes up against Logan Hamelsmith. If Hamelsmith saves it, Fatima wins. And Nelson places it over the bar, and Fatima College are your North Zone Intercol champions. And Fatima College somehow comes away with the trophy as Michael Nelson blasts that one over the bar. As they try to console Michael Nelson, it's nothing to put his head down about. He's put in a remarkable performance for QRC, but in a game as cruel as football can be, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. And unfortunately for Queen's Royal College, they have found themselves at the end losing this by the penalty mark, as both sets of players try to console each other, and exactly that's what we want to see as it relates to camaraderie. That's a beautiful sight as both teams are showing respect for each other. These players do compete locally in their various clubs with each other, and that respect is shown here in the field. It's excellent to see that they still have time to make sure that their comrades are okay. It's Fatima College going the difficult route and winning this year's Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone on penalty kicks, as this game certainly was in the balance for most of the second half, and at the end of the Fatima College was able to win this one. As I now go to Hans Devines, who has the man of the match.
Oh boy, it was such a fight. David Hospitalis, you fought so hard for the team. Talk to me about today's match. What did it mean to you? What was the fight like for you?
Well, yeah, every time I come out on the field, I just try to work my hardest. I would like to dedicate this performance to my father, who's watching from Jamaica, and the rest of my family, who always supported me.
All right, what words in particular would you like to say to your father in Jamaica?
I love you, and I know you're watching. Thanks for everything.
All right, well, what spirit are you all going into the next round of the National Intercall with? What is the spirit of Fatima College that they're going against Sour North with?
Well, we're always confident. We know we have the players. We know we're confident in the coaches, and once we do what the coaches tell us and execute it, we'll be good.
You'll be good. All right. David Hospitalis, all the best to you, man of the match today. Liu Chin is with the coaches.
Thanks, Hans, of course. Coach, really tough one to take today. Your assessment of the match?
At the end of the day, we fought. We fought. I'm proud of the lads. I don't think anybody gave us a fighting chance today, and we proved that we could hold our own against what is considered to be a more superior team. But proud of the guys, and the lottery of kicks from the penalty spot at the end is never a real true reflection of a game. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Do you think that you could have done more within the 90 though to maybe score a goal, not have the penalty shootout?
Well, goals win matches. We had opportunities to convert, and we didn't take ours. But we have to also look at the other side that we did a good job defensively. Our goalkeeper stood out and we kept us in the game a lot of the times, but we didn't convert our chances, and again, so we paid the consequence of it, but good showing by the guys.
Yeah, well, Coach, tough luck today and all the best. Take care.
Thank you very much. All the best to you as well.
Yep.
Cheers.
Thank you. And of course, Coach Hudson Charles, winning coach of the North Zone Integral. Coach, congratulations. How does it feel to be champion?
I feel elated right now. I know I'm very happy for the boys and them. I think they work hard the whole season. And, you know, they say long to work hard, you get your rewards.
Well, we saw the big substitution late on. Logan Hamill-Smith, you know, you brought him on. We know it's specifically for the penalties, and he saved a penalty. Okay. What was your thinking behind that? Did you have that confidence in him?
He's one of our better shot blockers. So, you know, the plan was always, if we tie, to bring him in just before the game. And I think it worked out with us.
Yeah, and well, next step is National Intercol San Juan North. You see they are in some top form. How are you feeling about that one?
I think they're peaking at the right time. Yeah. You know, I mean, we have our work cut out for us, and we will go back to the drawing board and try and get it right come next Thursday.
Well, good win, Coach, and all the best.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, the Kings of the North are Fatima College. The boys from Mukurapa Road have taken the Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone titles. All of the zonal kings have been decided, except for one, the South. We bring you that matchup tomorrow. You can look out for it live on SportsMax. We'll bring you the action. Pleasantville Secondary versus Maruga Sec in terms of the ladies, and in the gentlemen's intercall, St. Benedict's College versus Naparima College, a battle for the ages. And in Issa schoolboy football, Ocho Rios High versus St. Catherine High, and JC versus McGrath High in Catherine Hall, Montego Bay. The celebrations are continuing here in the Diego Martin Regional Complex as Fatima College, they took it to penalty kicks against QRC, but they were able to claim the Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone title in terms of the boys. Well, we thank you so much for watching. My name is Hans Devines. On behalf of the entire SportsMax team, we say thank you to you again. We leave you with some of the great moments from today's matchups.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division.
That broadcast was brought to you by Carib Malta, 0.0% alcohol. It's the way we play. And First Citizen Foundation, building strong communities through sport.
You gave us the inspiration to be first. We gave you the solutions that put you first. You trusted us with your vision. We paved the way with innovation. You walked with us side by side, and we continue to serve you with pride. First Citizens is proud of everything we've achieved together. We made dreams a reality, shaped success stories, and painted brighter futures. And together, we'll accomplish so much more. First Citizens, we put you first. You gave us the inspiration to be first. We gave you the solutions that put you first. You trusted us with your vision. We paved the way with innovation. You walked with us side by side, and we continue to serve you with pride. First Citizens is proud of everything we've achieved together. We made dreams a reality, shaped success stories, and painted brighter futures. And together, we'll accomplish so much more. First Citizens, we put you first.
This broadcast is brought to you by Carib Malta 0.0% alcohol. It's the way we play. And First Citizen Foundation, building strong communities through sport.
Welcome back to the Diego Martin Regional Complex in the beautiful valley of Diego Martin, the borough of Diego Martin, for today's North Zone semi-final clash, Coca-Cola Intercol clash between Fatima College and Malik Secondary. Of course, a beautiful view as the players and officials are taking the field. Of course, on a historic day today, first time the Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone Series has been held at the Diego Martin Regional. Of course, the referee, Charlize Hood, and the assistants, Tevon LaRose and Comey Nicholas. The fourth is Samantha Kassoon. Young experienced officials who have been plying their trade throughout the zone as the teams exchange their pleasantries. I am Brent Sancho, and I'm joined today by an exuberant, excited, and an over-the-moon Leo Chin.
Well, I don't think you could have used any better words there, Brent. Still buzzing over that victory for Trinity College East yesterday, but excited to see who they're going to square up against in the National Intercol.
Of course, Trinity College East getting by Arima North Secondary in yesterday's East Zone Intercol semi-final 1. They will meet San Juan Secondary with an impressive win against El Dorado East. As the toss is being taken. And we'll have a look at the starting lineup. First from Fatima College, Lucas in goal, Hospitalis, Arthurton, Correa, Shaves, King, Leash, Smith, Trestrill, Gooding, and Barrington. The coach, Hudson Charles.
Yeah, of course, we see the lineup there, that 4-1-4-1 for Fatima College. King just in that deep lying midfield position, but all eyes today on Michael Shaves. I think if they're going to win today, they need a big performance from him.
Certainly indeed. And Fatima College doing their final conversations and prayer. But let's have a look at Malik Secondary's starting 11. Ferdinand, Huckerson, Singh, Thomas, De Silva, George, Gabriel, Manswell, Bartholomew, Richards, and Duncan. Akil Baird has been asked to take up the responsibility as coach.
Absolutely. Well, they play a 5 in the back formation. Malik, of course, those two deep-lying midfield players for Malik, so they're a bit more compact, and we could already see from the formations the approach of the two teams.
Well, Leo, it was interesting to listen to both coaches, and there seems to be an air of confidence from both men as to their ability to have a positive result in this semi-final encounter. There's Akil Baird of Malik Secondary. It is great news to find out that Anthony Bartholomew, the previous head coach who had fallen ill, is doing a lot better, and our prayers and thoughts are still with him as he recovers from his illness. Certainly from my perspective, I do hope to see the beloved Chun back on the field soon. As we read the referee, Ms. Hood, whistle to start this afternoon's encounter. And off we go. North Zone Intercol semi-final action on the way at the Diego Martin Regional Sporting Complex. Certainly very much made famous by the Merry Boys cricket team, who call this place home. I think as well as Hans Devines, he calls it home as well.
Well, as Michael Tasha said, no place like home. So Hans is definitely in his element today.
Well, it's a throw-in for Fatima College. Deep on the left side, their left side. It's a long throw into the box, cleared. The As Malik secondary tried to break Atherton. Puts it across to Gooding. He's probing himself, dinks the ball into the box. Nobody in particular. Trestriel picks up the loose ball. Tries to find his man outside there in Hospitalis. Didn't get through. Fatima starting to string together a couple passes in this early exchange. Only a minute in or so. Barrington tries to push it forward there. No success. Couldn't find Smith. Picked up by King. As expected, Leo, it's in the early exchanges, Fatima dominating the possession.
Yeah, and as you would expect as well.
That's a good ball through the middle. This is a chance to correct, can he? And he does! In my good friend Colin Murray's voice, well. And just like that, in under 2 minutes, Fatima College take the lead through Luke Correa. What a great finish, but a good pass there initially.
Yeah, look at that, and he just took it one time, didn't hesitate, tried to take it around the keeper, saw a goal, and an improvised finish, really. I think he even went for the toe punt there, Brent. But that's the sign of a good striker, eye for goal, and he slots it home.
Yeah, of course, Luke Correa putting the ball into the back of the net. Good finish, a perfect start for Fatima College. Certainly not the way that Malik envisages this thing to start. Of course, Correa in the goals in their quarterfinal action against Mokarapo West, scoring 2 goals, and he's continued with that rich vein of scoring. And here they come back on the attack again. It's Fatima College, a tough tackle there by Bartholomew, taking no prisoners.
I think that's the danger of this Fatima team as well, Brent. You don't want them to get momentum too early on, and that's something that's happened here. Malik wouldn't want them to grow into this game even more and more.
Well, as you said, it's a good start for Fatima. It's a corner kick by Smith, puts it in. That's a dangerous ball coming in there. Finally gets to the back post. Looks like Shiv, he dinks it out. Tell you what, hits the crossbar. Michael Shaves with his effort. Wasn't far off at all.
Yeah, well, that's the danger, man. We know that he just needs an inch to make something happen. And we said in the build-up, he is the one that we're looking at. And this is it again. Ball swung in. Very dangerous, as you said, not dealt with by the Malik defense. Just a bit of space, and Shaves with his left foot, actually. And that's not far off at all, Brent.
Michael Shaves, the score of 3 goals against Mokarapo West, trying to continue on, similar to Correa in his scoring vein. Well, they've certainly started the quicker of the two, Fatima College, and part of that positive start of seeing them go a goal up, and they continue to dominate possession. A long ball seeking for Smith. Can he get there before he crosses the line? No, he doesn't. And that presents a goal kick for Malik secondary.
I think they have a bit of a point to prove, Brent. Of course, last season won the league in a very impressive fashion, but then on the contrary, got knocked out of the Intercol in a very unimpressive fashion to QRC. So I think this year they really want to take that step ahead.
I think the highlight of that game was Colin Murray's exit out of the stadium. It was the fastest I've ever seen him move. Of course, Queen's Royal College winning that semi-finals, and dumping Fatima out of the competition at that stage. As you rightfully say, they probably have something to prove here this afternoon, but they've started well in proving that point. And here comes Malik. That attack thwarted there by Goodin. Trestriel controls nicely. Tries to get himself forward all the way out to Hospitalis. And he delivered. Takes on his defender. Who eventually wins that battle in the silver of Malik. Cleared long again there by De Silva. Trying to find the front runner in Gabriel. Wasn't able to do that. And it's a throw in for Malik.
I think the good thing, though, about Brent, if I can't say it's a good thing about conceding an early goal, is that you have so much time to get back into it.
That's correct. There's a lot of time to get back into it. I think one thing for sure, Malik needs to find a way to build a little bit of fluidity, probably keep possession for a bit longer and settle themselves a little bit. So far, Fatima College has certainly been the team in the ascendancy as they continue to probe forward. As that ball goes all the way back to Huckerson in goal. He plays it out wide to his... Oh, that's a dangerous pass. Tell you what, Hospitalis was in attendance there and hoping. A turnover again by Malik. Across to Smith. Touches his inside. He loses possession. Malik on the attack. Poor pass. I was going to say, the field out there is very heavy and quite slushy out there. Difficult for players. I know several of the SportsMax crew commented in their journey in towards.
I being one of them.
And you being one of them, of course. So it's a very heavy, slushy pitch. It's rained quite considerably. And you do see some imprints where normally the cricket pitch is laid here at the Diego Martin Regional. And you can see that it has some discoloration. And here comes Fatima College again on the attack. Ball eventually cleared there by Malik secondary as they try to mount some sort of attack. They've been pinned in their own half, really, for the first couple of minutes or so. As Fatima College continue to pile on the pressure. Trestrail tries to get it eventually cleared by Singh. Up to Gabriel, who turns and now starts his drive towards Fatima. He's trying to get past the captain Atherton, who does ever so well in dispossessing. As Fatima tried to play themselves out of it. That was a risky one. Wow. And eventually a foul.
Yep, and I think it's good from Malik as well. They're taking the advantage of the few opportunities they've gotten so far, and they've shaken up the Fatima defense a bit.
Well, they certainly do present the quality within as we have another look at that challenge there.
Yeah, it's good skill. And then
by Gabriel, yeah, and eventually being impeded. Of course, now it's a free kick in I consider, dangerous position for Malik. Certainly Fatima College are going to have all their ducks lined up here to make sure that they keep the ball out of the back of the net.
I think he might go to goal here, Brent.
That's a difficult angle, but I wouldn't put it past him. Gabriel behind the free kick. Well, it seems something onto the set play. Tell you what, he touches it. And all of a sudden, goalkeeper Lucas in goal for Fatima was scrambling across to his left and eventually had to make a good save.
Yep. It looked like one off the training ground there, Brent. They nearly executed it to perfection.
And Malik now starting to find their rhythm a bit in this game. That's a rough challenge there by Bartholomew. Very ill-timed. There's another look at it.
Yeah, there it is. Lovely ball through, and I think it caught everybody off guard. Keeper did well in the end just to avoid the danger.
Well, we just had our first yellow card of the game. It looked like young Bartholomew. Hakeem Bartholomew goes into the book.
Yep, there it is. Ooh, wild tackle there, yeah.
It's a wild and it's very, very late. Tell you what, that transfer out for Sanborn North secondary. Bartholomew is lucky that it didn't get worse. That wasn't far. Trestrail with the strike.
Yep. Nearly perfect. And we know what he's capable of.
Yeah, once the ball rolled out to his right foot, he had one thing in mind, and that was to put it on frame. Just wasn't able to put it in frame. Had the power, just lacked the accuracy. Trestrail, a player that has scored some important goals for Fatima College. Almost struck again.
That huge goal against Naparima College in Lewis Street to win the title. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, Brent.
Yeah, certainly so. Correa trying to find Shaves up front. Wasn't allowed to do it. Bartholomew clears. Gets it upfield to George, who tries to find his man in the middle part in Duncan, but gives it over to King. Sorry, that's Smith, who's driving up the line. Eventually, ball taken away from him by Leach. Leach delivers. Now a bad ball into the box. A little bit of indecision by De Silva, who eventually clears and finds Gabriel, who drifts out left, and the ball goes wild.
Yeah. So Fatima have been on the front foot in this one. They've had the better chances. Of course, they scored the goal as well. And I must say, Brent, we spoke about the conditions of the pitch. We know that Fatima College like to move around the ball, and actually, I think they've done pretty well, even considering the pitch conditions.
Well, it's still quite a flat surface. And the ball seemingly is rolling through as good as it possibly can get. I think the heaviness really comes from the undersurface of it. It's very, very slushy under the lush green that you can see. That's Smith with a long effort. Eventually batted out the way. It's a good turn. Atherton again in the battles. He loses this one though. And here comes Manswell. He puts it out. Whoa, I tell you what, that was a timely interception there by Barrington. Fatima College now on the attack. Hospitalis on the right. Won't be able to get there. Seems like De Silva will be first, and he leaves it for his goalkeeper in Hoskinson. So Malik Secondary starting to find a little bit of leeway into this game, or some way back into this game, certainly from a possession point of view and a territorial point of view, as they're starting to play the football a little bit higher up the park. And of course going down early in the game from that goal from Correa is Manswell. Okay. Stopped by Leach.
I think Manswell, we've seen some glimpses already, could be a real threat for Malik going forward. We saw him just now using his pace against the Fatima defense, and maybe Malik might want to use him as an outlet.
The ball eventually cleared by Barrington. Another throw for Malik Secondary. Bartholomew seemingly has the handle on these long throws. This time he goes short. Bartholomew delivers into the box. Not a bad ball. Eventually cleared there. Gabriel with a bad touch, and when it comes Trestriel with a good second touch. Just couldn't get the pass that he wanted into Shaves. And Smith now with a long ball over the top for Correa. Again. Trestriel again. Shaves this time with the ball as Fatima presses. Beats his man inside. It's a good save at the end by Hoskinson. Game starting to open up a bit, end-to-end stuff.
Yep. Again, you see the shooting ability of Trestriel in those areas. That was the second one, and you just wonder if it could be third time lucky for him.
Certainly so, a player that has found the net on several occasions, as we've mentioned, and does have the capacity and capability of making those sorts of efforts count. But here comes Malik. It's a good touch there. Ball played out to Gabriel on the overlap. And he looks back for Singh, who controls. And eventually is impeded, Gabriel, for another free kick for Malik Secondary in a similar type of situation that they were in a couple minutes ago. Of course, the first free kick, Lou,